morning. Hi guys, happy Sunday. Hopefully you guys are doing good. I wanted to come talk for a sec. I know I uploaded the video from Vegas last I spoke with you guys, and I was waiting for, I tried to upload the video that I was supposed to upload after, you know, for the one that the issue occurred in Vegas, you know, or not Vegas, but on Saturday actually. So every time I tried to upload that video like 6 times, and I keep getting an error, so it won't upload. I think the furthest it got was to like almost 70%, and it just stopped and it said there was an error, so I wasn't able to upload it. I'm not gonna try again because it takes forever to load anyway, and I don't know, maybe it's just not meant for everybody to see, you know. So I'm just gonna redo the video. I'm just gonna touch on what I was actually talking about on that video, you know, instead. So sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Like it just stopped again, and it's an error. And it's so crazy because the video that I uploaded on from Vegas, that video, it would have an error on it too. So like there's a long time ago, like I couldn't even view the video because it showed like there's an error on the video, so I couldn't watch it for the longest, but I'm able to now. And so same thing's happening to this video, you know, the other one. So I'm just gonna talk to you guys about what I was talking about on the last video that I wouldn't upload. It's so creepy because on that video, like literally you could hear something in the water. It sounded like something got out of the water. That's what it sounded like. And like a second, like a little bit after that, the video slowed down and my voice changed and everything got really slow. And yeah. Because I looked back in the video once I heard it. You could hear it, and so I looked back behind me because I heard something, you know, and then I didn't see anything. And so then that happened right after. It's so crazy. So, but anyway, I was talking about the what I was talking about on the previous video was how it's important to lose your fear. And I was telling you guys how I research and pretty much study the ancient Egyptian teachings as well as the Kabbalion. And the Kabbalion is pretty much Hermetic philosophy. I actually review their study guide, you know. It's the Hermetic philosophy study guide. And so I study that a lot. And I know, like, in the Kabbalion, I believe they actually teach you how to effectively be able to change your fear within yourself, you know. And so I was speaking on that. So pretty much like in the Kabbalion, it teaches you how, you know, how you could pretty much shift yourself to how you want yourself to be, pretty much. So like if you're a fearful person like I used to be, you know, the best way to change yourself to be more courageous would be to do more courageous things. So in the past, you know, I used to be really afraid of driving on the highway. So I didn't really drive the highway too much, didn't really need to. Every time we took trips, you know, I was always the one that had to stay in the back with the kids. So I didn't really mind it. I was just like relieved that I didn't have to drive, like literally. So like I just stayed in the back with the kids all the time. And they didn't want me to drive anyway. Like, I tried to a few times, but they didn't want me to, you know. And so I was just like, whatever. I'll just stay with the kids, you know. And so, like, a lot of times I didn't drive on the highway. But, you know, I thought I was safe by not doing that. But the thing is, it did nothing for me, you know, but kind of stopped my growth. Because if you think about it, if I wasn't driving on the highway, right, at all, really. So, like, what if something happened, you know, you know, and it did happen. And so I was kind of forced to drive on the highway in 2020. And because, you know, I had to get away. And so, you know, if I stayed fearful of the highway back then, who knows where I would be right now. I would probably be still stuck, you know, and lost and being lied to still. Not knowing who I truly am and stuff, you know. And so by me losing my fear, you know, I had to actually get on the highway and drive a lot. And especially in 2020. So in 2020, I really had to do a lot of driving. And I was really scared at first. And I seen a lot of stuff when I was driving too, on top of that. But, like, at the same time, like, over time, I became more courageous. So every time I do have to travel, you know, it's nothing to me, you know. And if I didn't lose my fear, though, back then, I would probably be stuck still. So it's good to lose your fear, you know, because it does nothing for you. It just stunts your growth. And then on top of that, fear is nothing of the light anyway. So, like, if you feel fearful, it's not from a good place, pretty much, because you should have good feelings, you know, not bad feelings. And so fear is good to get rid of it, right? Because it just stunts your growth, and it stops you from moving forward, you know. And so now I'm more courageous with the highway. And in the Kabbalion, it teaches you, like, the only way for you to actually change yourself from being a fearful person to a more courageous person is by doing more courageous things, right? Not by just staying in a house or not driving on the highway thinking you're safe, you know. But you actually have to embody, like, it has to be within the same class, but on a different level, pretty much. So instead of being fearful, being fearful, being in a state of being fearful, the way to eliminate that is by doing more courageous things. The more courageous things you do, over time you become a more courageous person versus fearful. And I do that with a lot of things, because I used to be a really fearful person, like, very fearful. Especially as a child, I was really really shy and quiet and very fearful. And I would see a lot of things, you know. And so over time, you know, especially, I think it started in 2020 when I actually have to do a lot of things on my own, you know, without any help or anything or support, you know, from anyone. And, like, I think I became more courageous, you know, over time. Now thinking back to 2020 in March, you know, I was just like, it's so crazy. I feel like a totally different person. And but you have to do more courageous things to actually change yourself from being fearful to courageous, you know. Just like if you want to, like, become more of an active person versus lazy, you know, you actually have to do more things that are active, and then over time you'll actually become a more active person versus lazy, you know. But you actually have to put the work in. But you have to actually do things that are more active. Maybe go outside and walk sometimes, at least for 10 minutes. It don't even have to be a lot, you know. But over time, you know, let's say a year, you'll start noticing that you're actually changed and, like, you're more active versus lazy, you know, over time. But, you know, good things take time, you know. If it's too easy, it's probably not good for you. So, you know, that's where you get your best results. Like, I literally, like, I was bigger. Like, if you guys even look back to my old videos, like, I used to be, like, more on the heavier side, more thicker. Like, I literally had a double chin. Like, I remember back in the day, like maybe a year or two ago, I had a double chin, and like every time I would talk, I could feel it, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I hate my double chin. And so some videos I look back to, I'd be like, oh my god, my double chin, I can't believe it's gone. But like, I worked on myself, like literally, like little by little over time. Like, I would do workouts in the mornings and stuff, and take walks a lot, and talk to you guys on here. But I would walk a lot and dance, and I didn't really think about my double chin anymore. And then now, like, over time, I didn't even realize it was gone, you know. And so now it's so weird, like, because I don't feel it anymore, you know. But I have to put the work in, you know. But it took time, but it actually left, you know. But good things take time. So yeah, so it's good to like lose your fear, you know, because it does nothing but stunt your growth. And then I think like the best thing that I actually learned in the Kabbalion is, or my favorite thing, one of the things that I think was really what's the word? One thing that I thought was really interesting in the Kabbalion that I actually learned from the study guide was how everything moves, right? And even if things are standing still, they're still moving. So if you see a tree like just standing still, it's still moving, because everything vibrates and everything has a certain type of vibration within it. And so even like a pole, you know, or anything, literally. So I thought that was really cool, because they explain how everything moves and nothing is standing still, you know, even if it looks like it's standing still. And the reason why I think that's the coolest thing I actually learned is because I don't know if you guys remember this show, but I used to watch the show maybe in middle school or high school. And it's called Believe It or Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction. So it's this guy, he has like this show, and he I think he's still alive actually. But he has a show where he would show like maybe 5 different stories, like short stories. And at the end of the show, you have to rate which one is fact and which one is fiction, true or false. So I came across that show like maybe like a couple months ago, and I was like, oh my god, I remember this show. And so like I started watching it, and this is after I had been studying the Kabbalion and stuff, right? And so I was like watching the show, and like one of the episodes on there, it was like this girl, I think it was like winter, and she's like walking down the street, and like it's snowing, and like it's cold. It's like really windy and cold, right? And it's really windy, and like she's like walking down the street, and she sees this pole, like this light pole, and it's like literally wobbling like this, you know, like it's cold. And so she's like freaking out, like, oh my god, why is that pole wobbling, you know, like that. And so she's like freaked out, so she took a video of the pole, and like is like wobbling, like literally like it was really wobbling like this. And I guess it was one of the episodes on there, right? And so they're saying, you know, you have to rate, is this false, true or false, fact or fiction? And I already knew the answer because of the Kabbalion. I already kind of knew like the answer, but I was like, I guess it's possible, because, you know, everything moves even though it's standing still. You know, I don't know how it's moving, but I know that, you know, everything has a vibration, and you know, So I was like, that's maybe it is possible, you know. And so at the end of the show, when they were doing the recap and stuff, they actually did research on it, and their explanation for it was that everything has vibrations and everything moves, even if it's standing still, right? And by the pole having a certain vibration within it, you know, it's still moving, you know, and the wind actually going at a certain degree, it actually matched the pole's vibration at a certain degree, which caused the pole to actually wobble. And so it was true. And I was like, I knew it because I learned that in a Kabbalion, you know. And so it was kind of cool to actually see it, you know, wobbling like that. It wasn't because the pole was cold. It looked like it's really cold, like for real. It was funny. But yeah. I think that was the coolest thing I actually learned, you know, from the text. But there's a lot of things I've learned with Kabbalion, like literally. But it's a lot of it, actually, I apply it to my life each day. And so I kind of like practice or kind of apply it to like I'm a scientist or something. But I actually apply it to my life to see how it works, you know, and it's really effective, you know, it's really good. But I have nothing but good results just by applying certain things to my life, you know, from the text that I've actually read. And also like the ancient Egyptian teachings too. But it's all kind of like the same thing, to be honest with you, to me. And it all originated from there. So it's pretty much the same teachings. But it's been really helpful for me, especially the Kabbalion and the ancient Egyptian teachings. I think I learned that one. I was actually reading that one first, the ancient Egyptian teachings, and that actually taught me how to balance my life really good and to kind of like keep everything balanced, because in the end, like when you balance a lot of things, you know, everything kind of works out the way it's supposed to in the end, as long as you have the balance, you know. But I learned a whole lot within that text, you know. But there's more things I need to learn. But I'm actually in the process of learning more. But I don't know, it's just crazy, like the things I've learned so far that I've applied to my life from the ancient Egyptian text, you know. So I don't know. It works though. But yeah, I just wanted to come and tell you guys about that, because I just kind of ended it. I was like, I'm not going to upload it. It's obviously not meant for me to upload it, and I'll just redo it. So that's why I'm here today. But yeah, you guys probably would have been creeped out anyway. Because it's like really slow, and it's just weird. It just sounds really weird. It looks like I'm literally in space, like moving around in space. That's how slow it is. And but I don't know, it's kind of weird. But it's haven't happened since 2020, and so there's a reason why it's happening again, or why it happened that day. I don't think anything's a coincidence. I don't really believe in coincidences, because everything happens for a reason. That's what I feel. I don't know, but yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna get off of here, but I hope you guys have a good Sunday. And I'm probably just gonna vibe out and do me, so per usual. But I love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye.